Hey guys, so I just got back. I just went to get some water. I did not stream earlier while I was on Blender, while I was on Studio dealing with the 3D models. But I finished. I finished at last. I now have three sets of 3D models. There's still more than 10 to go, but that's good. I would have to say today was really productive. Anyways, now. Uh, I'm gonna work on an RNG spinner, a list spinner, a game where I'm gonna have a list and it's gonna spin and give me winners, which will be you guys. So for oh, so hot. So the point of this, actually, the main motivation for this one is not an educational game, but it will help so much by saving all the lists. For example, my Twitch followers and YouTube subscribers all together in a list. So by the way, as I said before, if you're a follower and if you're a subscriber, that's two different entries. So if you see somebody has their name twice, or unless they have different names on the other, that's because I'm accepting all entries, Twitch and YouTube. So I'm just letting you know. Ah, it's too hot today. My friend reminded me to stay hydrated, so I'm trying to drink as much water as I can, but it's making me sweat. Anyways, so let's get to work. Now this button here, well, pretty much what I did here was I put uh, a text box here, and I set it to multi line, so that you can put a whole big list of names, and all those names will be put into this lottery spinner thingy that I already made to work, and it shall spin, which I already made to work. So right now, our biggest challenge right now is having multiple lists, and also having multiple lists and blah 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 blah. I'm trying to remember. Having multiple lists, and oh my gosh, I have been working since morning. Since I ended my stream, I have not stopped. So I guess all of a sudden my attention span just left. But it's okay. I will still continue and try to get this one done. So we're gonna have a list. First, we're also gonna make sure that when you click back on the text box, it does not delete, because that would be so annoying. Imagine you put some of the entries, and then next thing you know, oops, you gotta restart. Not nice. You might lose some people's names and some people will get angry. I'm kidding. Anyway, so let's just go back to this text box and make sure we on check clear text on focus. So when you come out, you can continue without losing your text. By the way, honestly, they really should have had the opposite by default, because it makes more sense to not clear on focus. Anyways, so don't forget to make sure you uncheck clear on focus, so that you can continue. Like you might, like for example, I'm gonna copy my Twitch followers, paste them here, and then when I go to copy like my YouTube subscribers, by then it will delete the Twitch followers. So we do not want that. Make sure you deactivate, unless you want to restart all over again a gazillion times. Make sure you deactivate the the clear on focus. Okay, so next, this button, I just put that ignore the UI, because we don't have much time, and I say today we're doing the draw for our winners. So I'm gonna do this quickly. If I'm not able to finish this in time, I have another way to do it, which is put it down, write it in code, write it in the code, Like I have this current list with all of the this spins all the names in the group and selects a random name from our group. So that wasn't just a table in Lua on Roblox Studio. But we don't want that. We want to have random, we're going to have dynamic lists. And by the way, guys, I know I'm doing this game mostly for myself in my stream, but I'm making it public. So if you want to have a draw or something, I know it looks ugly for now, okay? But we will improve on it. The point right now is the function. you can you will also be able to come in here and put names that you want and spin this to get a winner. So for example, let me just show you quickly how it works. Let me deactivate this screen before we get into scripting those custom lists, because right now we only have one possible list. By the way, it's called Lucky Ducks Hangout. Don't ask me why I put Lucky Ducks Hangout. Pretty much the reason why I made this is because in our group I said every day until we have launched our very first game, which is gonna be launched in 7 more days, that I will be giving away 5 Robux every day to a random person. And then I'm too busy to do this every day. So this is very easy. Pam pam, we just got a winner. I probably should make it take a longer while before it resets. However, it did record the winner. It has recorded the winner right here. Oh my gosh, Star Sunny won again. Because I'm the one who spin, I made it be that if I spin it, the name goes here, which means everybody's name who's here gets 5 Robux, and I just spin it. So that Star Sunny, everybody who comes on will see his name there that I gave him 5 Robux. So I have to go give him his 5 Robux. I just spin his name. I'm gonna deactivate this so that I have to manually put save that person to like the history. I think we do. I am, by the way, missing. The last spin was 2 days ago, so I do have to get 2 winners anyways. 2 more winners for the 2 days that I have missed for the daily 5 Robux in the group. Anyways, yeah, today that's not the point. Today's point is using this same machine because we want to spin something different. I don't want to spin for the group right now. Today I want to spin for my followers and subscribers so that we have the 5 winners who are gonna get lucky prizes. So we want to be able to change the list that spins, because right now it only spawns the names of everyone in our group. So let's now do that. That's what this is about right now. So if you know how to do this, you're also welcome to share. So because this is my first time doing it. Well, it's not my first time saving stuff to the data stores, but doing this specifically. The challenge of this, I will tell you right away what the challenge is. It's going to be converting the text from the text box into a list, because one, let me just what the oh, I need to re-enable this. I'm like, why is properties? I don't know why I put W there, so it removes all the other properties. So let me just re-enable this. Yeah, so the challenge will be, we need to have everything that's put in our text box to turn it into a list that looks like, let me just show you the list that I have in that I have here. The list should be in, oh well, let me just put this back down, it is annoying. Okay, so wow. Okay, so in the script the list is directly oh, yeah, I'm trying to remember where did I put it? I put it directly in the script. Oh, the spinning script. So if you guys see, this is what I did. So this is the list of everyone in the group. Actually, I have to update it to add the last people who joined. Yeah, so we don't want this. We want to be able to have custom lists. So when they write in here, it's gonna save to the data store a list like this. So it's going to create a label for everyone in the list, and so they're in the spin and they have a chance to win. Okay, so let's get this started. So I have to leave in 1 hour. So hopefully, let's see if that is possible. 1 hour. We need to have our 5 winners through this spin. Spin the win instead of, because really every time I have the subscribers appreciation day. It is a lot of work doing it in the spin the web page or the, because I'm not very good at like the stream, getting it like designed really nice on the page. It looks ugly and horrible. So I want it to look a bit nicer. Well, now it does not look nice, but because it's custom made, yeah, I will be making it look nicer in the future slowly. But we are focusing on our main game that has to launch in 7 days, so it's not a priority. Our priority right now is for us to be able to click here, spin, and we get our winners 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so let's see this. Now what problem is processing this list. Okay, so we want to be able to process this list. First of all, actually, let me delete this, and we're gonna do our user interface functionality layout, fine, not the design, the functionality layout first, and then we're gonna come back to this the text box. Okay, so first of all, we want to be able to be able to choose um, uh, a list. So we want to have multiple lists. So let me just put this frame will hold the lists. Oops, I have caps lock on by accident. And this list will literally just be some text buttons, and we're gonna have later on this will all be dynamic, right? But right now we just want the function to be able to spin the wheel with our list. Okay, so we're gonna have another text button. I'm just gonna control D, probably 3 lists. I'm gonna have like 3 lists here. We're definitely gonna put a list layout so that we can see all of them, UI lists, so we can see all the buttons quickly. And let me just quickly do this. We're gonna change the label to, this is gonna be list 1. Actually, I'm gonna put I would put follows and subscribers, but Roblox is so fussy. We're just gonna put list 1, and next one is gonna be list 2, and then list 3. Who knows what are the stuff on my list? Okay, I can put whatever I want on my list. Okay, so I could have written like people I love. Anyway, so we're gonna have a list 1, list 2, and list 3. So this will be the text box that will open up when we click on a list. Let me just close this a little. It can't close anymore. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it like this for now. Obviously, we're gonna make a way for this to be able to come out afterwards. Oh, I thought I had the frame. Okay, so let's just put the frame. You don't want to move. Oh, my back. Is it locked? This is a text box. Control Z. We want the frame to move. Okay, I'm just gonna do it this way. It's another way that works because it's giving me some issues to get it. There we go. So we get it here, and then this will be like a save button. So this button here will be save. Save. Temporarily, I will. I'm wondering whether or not to put the spin button right there as well, but I'm thinking that's probably not going to be a good idea. Where I'm going to put the spins so that you can swap which list you want to spin. Ooh, you know what? I'm just going to put it here for now, and because we're kind of short for time, so we're just going to put it here, and this button will say spin. Okay. I can't spell. Down. Fast. Oh my. Spin. Okay, there we go. So save, we can save our list, spin our list, and we can swap lists. It will take change that text box. Anyways, this text box, we're gonna name it, it's you. We're going to name it list box. Whatever, list box. This frame will be selected list. So if you change what list, obviously the list in here is going to change. Um, Later we're gonna add effects like which list is active, which list is not, but we don't have time for this right now. If we have like less than an hour left. Okay, so now first I'm going to make this selected list go away. Go away. It's not visible now. It should only be visible when we click on one of these lists. Okay, so let me just make a local script here so that when we click on these, any of these, it will open here. So this is gonna just be, I'm just gonna call it list one button because if not, I'm gonna get confused later on, and it's gonna actually take longer because you're trying to figure out which is what. List 2 button, list 3 button. By the way, I'm just checking if anyone in the chat knows. Okay, nothing in the chat. If you guys know, so it will be much faster and to be done, but that's fine. Okay, so now we have our local script where we're going to get these buttons and check if they, when you click on it, to toggle the selected list user interface. Okay, so let me get first of all, just let me see, local selected equals nil for now. That's because I will forget right away. Let me just go to my code snippets and quickly just copy paste my like toggle frames code so that I save some time, but probably I might have time write it by the time I find. Okay, so Roblox Studio toggle GUI menu frames. Okay, there we go. Let me just put this code here and okay. So now we have no, that's not what we have. I'm gonna put them all okay, I won't do that. Okay, let me see. The frame equals player GUI dot menus. Actually, that's just a different, that was from a different thing. Dot screen GUI. Obviously I will change those names later, but we don't have time to do that. Dot lists, all capitals. The frame, whoops, dot list. So that's our frame. That's not the frame that we want to open. Why? We want to open the selected list. That's the frame that we'll be opening and closing. So we will always be okay, yep. If activated connect frame dot visible equals true. Alright, so let's just go this way. Local list buttons lists equals script.parent button 1. I'm just gonna go button 1 equals list dot button list 1 button. Like, look, I'm already confusing myself. Let's just do paste. So we're gonna have like button 2, button 3, and then we're gonna change obviously button 2 here, button 3 here. And so now we have all our buttons, and then button 1 on activate, it's gonna do this, and then we're gonna copy paste it all. Okay, so when you activate button 1, we check if selected Equals button 1. Then okay. We're also gonna have an else because there's two things that we will do. What if it is and what if it's not? Okay, so if it is the selected one and we clicked it again, we definitely just want to local open equals false. So we would just want, oh, I had that down there because I copy pasted already. We're just gonna have frame dot visible equals false. So that means it would have been open and we want to close it. Otherwise, it is not. Oops. If it is the selected one, then we want to close it. If it's not, then we want to open it and we want to load the list for button 1. So we also want to put frame local selected equals button 1. Oh, here we actually empty out a local selected because we just has none selected now because we closed it. All right, so if not open, okay, and in here if we oh my gosh, I'm I'm a bit, I'm trying to rush but it's not helping. Okay, relax. If here local selected equals button 1, if it's not open, then open equals true, frame dot visible equals true. Else we clicked something else and then we clicked it. So we would never want to close it if it was not selected and we clicked on it. Okay, so actually this is gonna be different than normal open close frames. All right, so okay, let's just check whether this works to toggle. This is only one. Let's just check whether or not this is we have any errors here before we continue copying the same thing for every frame, for every button. Okay, so that one, which one did we do? We did button 1. Yeah, so yeah, it's not closing. Okay, so why it's not closing? It opens all right, but it's not closing. So we have to make sure where does it close. Visible equals false is here. So it never enters here. So that means selected equals, oh whoops, I put local selected equals button 1, but it's supposed to be selected equals button 1 because we're not creating a new variable. We're linking it to the previous one that we had declared before. Go 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 go. So wait, list one. All right, so we can now toggle or not. Okay, so we did not enter as another time, so there's something we did not fix back. Yeah, open. We actually never checking we actually don't need open for now. Actually we will use it just to be safe, just so we're not running this for no reason. And open, then that's the case. And here we're going to say open equals false. But that's not the issue. The issue is, oh yeah, up here I did the same thing. I put a new local selected equals nil. So obviously it did not go because I put that selected into a new variable and it's not the same old variable. Okay, so there, that was a fix, and we want to do the same thing for all of them. So let's just do that very quickly. Blip, 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 blip. Once in a while I'm checking the chat to see if anybody's writing some hints and tips so that we can go fast, but there's no one who wrote anything. Oh, I forget, because you guys watch mostly on Twitch, I should be checking my Twitch chat because I don't see the chat that's on YouTube, Twitch, on my computer. So let me just quickly open the Twitch here so that I can see if anybody writes something. Otherwise, I don't see anything. It shows that no one has written anything. So I'm just making sure when I see it, it's not too late to answer you guys or get help. Okay, so yeah, so no one wrote anything. Okay, so quick, we're gonna go to the next button. We're gonna do the very same thing for each button. So button 2, obviously we will change the selected to button 2 instead, and then button 3 the same thing. That would be button 3 is the one selected. Okay, so now our GUI opens and closes. Fine, let's just double check, test it out with all 3, make sure there's no errors, and then if we have an error, we know where the error comes from. Saddest thing is you don't know which list is yeah, so I'm literally toggling the list, but because you don't realize, simply because it's all the same thing. So yeah, but it's working perfectly fine. Nothing changes because it's the very same okay, I'm a little cuckoo. Okay, so yeah, now we want our list. We want to connect to the data store, and we want to get our list. Wondering if I should put it in the same script. I'm being lazy right now. I'm gonna put it right here in the same script. I think we're already connected to the data store. Yes, here, yes. Okay, so I already have a little data store script somewhere, which I'm just gonna copy and use. The one that I used to save not the draft, to save the previous one. Okay, so yeah, in Spinner, it's either this one and data store. We start here. Okay. Can I've never put data store in the local in a local script. I think it should work perfectly fine. I guess I'm about to find out. I've only used it in either module scripts or service script. Okay, or normal regular script. Okay, so let's just quickly find our list. Going back here. Okay, I'm gonna create a new data store because we're not putting that in history. We're gonna put that in the own player. And I actually made a draft. So for when I'm ready to do this, I have no plan on doing it now, but I guess I will start doing it. Okay, so players can have multiple lists, pretty much. So it's gonna be their player template, so player data store, and they're gonna have like a list included in their stuff. Okay, so not winner history, player data, so we're gonna call it player data, I guess, same. Player data store, let's call it player data store, because that's what our scripter in the group likes to call it, so I just like to follow what he does. So I will call it player data store, but I'm gonna call it player data here. So local player data. Let's get a sync, my bad. Yeah, player data store. And we also, yeah, I put that in the wrong place. I am alright, so player data store, and then that's the player's data, and we're gonna pass the local player's user ID. So player, we're gonna put this higher up, just so we can access it there. So player dot player ID. I forget that here it's called user ID in Roblox Studio. Player data store, get player user ID. Okay, right now there's actually nothing. I'm just creating this data store. It doesn't exist. But because we once it doesn't exist, our Roblox Studio will actually create it, so we don't have to worry about that. And yeah, so now we have our player data. We're going to find I put this draft as what I want it to look like. So first we have to check if we have any player data. So if player data, then actually if not, because if we don't have it, then we want to put it. I already have a similar code. Let me just copy. Okay, so equals nil. Yeah, so I'm just gonna copy this one that I had here from my doing the history. Okay, so if player data equals nil, then we're gonna create the template for it, and then okay, that was just running a table previously. Okay, so if player data equals nil, then player data equals. So we're going to put well, obviously it's gonna be this one, and then we're gonna also put player data dot lists with an s equals um pretty much it's an array. Okay, it's gonna be an array of arrays. So it's gonna be an array of arrays, and each array is a list. Okay, so we're fine like this. So if we don't have that, we're setting it now. I'm actually, even if we don't need this yet, I'm gonna create it now so that later on I do not have to add it. So even if we won't be using this. Does this work here? Oh, it does work. Control Shift D does work in Roblox Studio. That is very useful. I thought it didn't work here. Okay, so that's cool. And also player products. Okay, so this will just be some keys and values, but we're not using this yet. Okay, so if it's nil, we have now gotten our list. Else, I'm not sure yet. We're gonna come to this. Actually, just end it now. If we do need the else, I will come back to it. Okay, so oh, yes we do. Yes we do. Else, and when we get the player data, we want to put our list. So local list 1, list 2, and list 3 in Lua. Yep, that passes. Okay, so local list 1 equals confusion. Local list 1 equals player data dot lists ts. I'm gonna put, I think Lua does not set at 0, it sets at 1, because I'm confused and I don't I am not sure. I guess we'll find out. If it's not, then if there's nothing at 3, then we know that Lua starts at 0. I think it starts at 1, but I have to double check. PHP starts at 0, JavaScript starts at 0, Lua wants to start at 1, and yeah. But we'll see that afterwards. Wait, that's list 2 and that's list 3. Okay, so okay, so let's just change this. So if we open this list, we want to show the list. Okay, so we want in our selected list, the text box, the list box will show is going to show the list that we have selected. So now let's just quickly put local. We want that actually it's not local. We already have our selected list frame. So we're just gonna go in the frame and find this list. So the frame dot list box dot text will be equal to I did say it was gonna be an array. We're gonna be using an event to the server, and yes, we can pass an array. Okay, so it will be an array. I'm still wondering. Actually, we will keep it as a text label. We'll only turn it into an array when it's time to spin, because it has to be an array in order to get all of them to spin. So we will keep it as text actually. Yeah. So this will still be an array, but it'll be an array of keys with a text. Okay. So this will be in a text format. So it's because they might want to modify it. So if we put it in an array, we're complicating it for ourselves. So we will keep it just as they put it. So when they modify, we don't have too much no issues at that time. So the list box dot text equals list one. So we will assume that this is a string. Well, this is the text box entry, and then the same thing for the button 2 would be list 2, and then 3 will be list 3. However, if there is nothing here, we will just set it to empty. List is empty. So we're going to do if here, then um, else as well. List 1 will be equal to this, else list 1 is equal to list 1 is empty. Okay, and then the very same thing for all of them. Yeah, because yeah, we do have to do it every time. So yeah, it's if 3 times. Pretty much this is like validating whether or not there's anything saved. Okay, so then that'll be list 2 is empty, list 3 is empty, and obviously we have to associate the proper, oh my, so many places, more than I thought. Okay, so there we go. So right now we should be able to see that list 3 is empty. The only issue I think that we might have is if nil, like you say, if this, then if it's nil, sometimes it gives an error, and I'm not yet very clear on this thing with in Lua. So um, oh, hi. I learned PHP and JavaScript from school because I studied web development in college. So, yeah, I did not study Lua. I did study. Data store can be accessed from client just as I had expected. But that is fine. That is fine. We're just gonna change that part and put it in the player scripts. So we're gonna put that in the player scripts. Starter player and start a player script. We're going to put the data stores here so that when the player joins the game, we get these and we pass it to the local script. Okay, so start a player on this. It's only gonna make it longer because I don't have that much time left. Script. Okay, so we're just gonna put our data store there. That would make total sense that you cannot access the data store in local script, but like I was hoping that it would work, and then I forgot that I was hoping that it would work. Anyways, yeah, so that's fine. So the local data store, we're just gonna do the very same thing. Player data store equals player data store get it synced player dot user ID. Okay, so we're gonna do this on player after the player has joined the game. No, I don't have a master's. No, I never went to university. I only did college and I didn't go to university. Yeah, I did web development, but I had wished I had did game development, which I never did, and I had tried. Oh my gosh, I'm so sweaty. I'm just gonna get some water quickly because it is burning here. I think right now today is 33 degrees. It is pretty hot. Okay, a gigantic cup full of cold water. Oh, yeah. So, are you good with Lua? If you are, help me so I can finish faster. I'm actually just learning Lua. It's not been long. Um, well, actually, it was a long time messing around and not learning anything. But it's not been long that I started to pick it up. But I'm still noob. Okay, so player data equals get a link. Okay, so now we don't have the player's ID because we're now in the script. Okay, so let me just get this quickly. Local player equals. Ah, okay, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah, I know a bit of Java, but it's when I say Java, it's more the JavaScript like jQuery for web development. So we do like HTML, CSS, the JavaScript and jQuery for like accessing the database and animations and stuff on a web page. So it's more like a web pages than applications because Java is more for applications. And yeah, Java is interesting. Actually, it was one of the first things that I started learning in school, in high school. But when I went after that, I never did Java again. Yeah. Okay, so so we yeah, so obviously we only did the basics. Like we learned to like make our own calculator, for example, and just like some mini cool stuff. Yeah. Okay, so player equals players dot local player. Not Lexie's mom. uh. Oh man. No, I need the local player. Am I doing something wrong? What am I doing wrong all of a sudden? Cause it's not. It's usually obviously Chloe's supposed to just give me a local local player. Uh. Okay. It's clear that the player has loaded when they're here, so we just need to find the player that just the local player pretty much. Get players done. Lixie's mom. I don't want Lixie's mom. I need the local player. Oh, why am I'm thinking all of a sudden. Okay, let me just go come here. Let's see how we got the player here. Yeah, because this is a local script here. Did we get the player here in any place? Player. Yeah, that's obvious because you clicked something. Um, thank you. Yes. Yeah, that way I get the player right away from that function. I was thinking whether I should add it, but then I'm like, since I put it in the starter player scripts, then no, that's fine, it's perfect. Then I'm not gonna put it in starter player script. I'll use what you just said. I'm just gonna put it in the server script. Let me just relocate it. Starter player script. So we're gonna just put this in server script service instead, since we're gonna be using the function on player added. Means it doesn't really have to be over there. Okay, so let me just delete all this other stuff. Okay, so we have our list. We don't care about the buttons right now. In this one, we just care about the lists and obviously the data store. Okay, so on player added, we're just gonna do. Okay, so you have players. Okay, so we did have the players service here. So now I'm gonna put players on player added. Before, I'm pretty sure you used to do like players dot local player. Like, why isn't it working? I don't know what mistake I'm doing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So okay, so players dot on player added. We're just gonna connect. Okay, so it does give us the function. So we're gonna connect the a function called get data or set data. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just gonna put get data for now. So we're just gonna make a function obviously for that. So we're gonna create the function at the top. So local function get data, and obviously we're gonna get the player here, so we won't have that problem anymore. So now we have the player. We're gonna have the player ID. Yeah. Mm, yeah, yeah. So here I put the player so that I can get it. Yep. So I did collect it. Oh yeah, I always forget that when you do add player, you specify that it's a player. It gives you way more, uh, all the functions that a player should have, which is so cool. Okay, so by the way, if I put a dot here, it will definitely tell me that I can get the user ID, which I love. So thanks for the reminder. It's a player object that we're getting here. Yeah, so now that we have the player data, we're just going to put this entire thing, we're going to move it to here. Okay, so we have our lists, and now we have list 1, list 2, and list 3. By the way, and now we want to send that player data to, um, oh, you don't have to put, you don't have to do that on the connect event. It automatically does it. Um, okay, give me a sec. I'm starting to be confused now because I think it automatically sends it, even if you don't put a player in the, if you don't specify in here, it automatically sends it. So the first variable you will get in your function is the player. Any event like this. Yeah, sure. Give me a sec. Let me just do print. Actually, I'm gonna put print player. Okay, so let me just make sure everything else before it's fine. Player data store players. Our list. That's setting it up. Um, okay, I'm also gonna print player data. That's just to check what we have. Okay, I'm gonna print player at the top in case we have any mistake. We see it. We're gonna see it much faster. Yeah. So it found me, Lixi's mom. Data store. Oh, I forgot to delete it from the client. But yeah, so you see, it did find me, Lixi's mom. It also find a list of an empty list and an empty products because I have not saved anything yet. So yeah, you're not obligated to pass the player when you're calling the function. It automatically does it as long as you don't put parentheses, because then once you put the parentheses, you're passing nothing. So you just pass the name of the function. That's all. That's fine. Okay, so now let me just delete the data store here. We're not working with data store here anymore. We don't need it. Blah blah blah. Delete. Um, Yes, it passes all. And if you add additional parameters, for example, if I pass, where is the script here? Let's say I pass um, something, I pass a text, this becomes the second variable. And you can, if you pass a third thing, that becomes the fourth. If you pass a second thing, that becomes the third variable. That's fine. That's fine. I learned it too. We all learn, and there's still lots of things I don't know. A lot. Like I'm finally like pretty much I finally got like the concept of Lua, but I still don't know how to do everything in Lua. Yeah, so that's why I like wrote a help at the end of the name of the stream so that I can, and anybody knows more than me can help me so I can finish faster. There's no way I can finish. There's 15 minutes left, and I have to go outside. I won't have time to finish it, but that's fine. I shall still continue and do as much as I can because I want at the end to be able to spin the wheel and have a different list of names than the current list that it does when it spins. So I can have a custom list pretty much, which is generated by whatever I write in the text box. Okay, so now we have our player data. We want to send the list to the player. So to the player's um, to the player's text box. So actually, so now we have to get the player's GUI. So my method was wrong. I have to redo because since we cannot get access it from the player local player from a local script, and we can only access it from we can only send the data from the server script, means that we have to create a separate text list box for each of them. So each of them should have their own list box. So this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, we're gonna do right now player GUI dot screen GUI dot selected list dot list box. So now our list box is useless. We need to have 3 list boxes so that when we put dot text, we need to put one for each list. So then we're going to put list 1 here, and then we're putting on each GUI the different list. So I'm just putting this now, but I'm going to change which GUI because right now we only have one text box, so it's replacing them all here. So let's just test this out. We should have only list 3, obviously, because there's only it's replaced it, and it will only have the last one. But the point of that is I just want to make sure that list 3 is so we only have an S. Why do we have like S? Oh, unable to assign property text dot string expected and got nil. Oh yeah, because we have yeah, so these buttons, we do not deal with them here. We have to take that out as well. I was not done deleting all of this from the local script. So I need to remove all this from the local script. None of this will happen in the local script. So delete this one. Instead, we're gonna have 3 frames. Later on we're gonna do this dynamically, but for now we're just gonna stick with 3. So we're gonna have frame 1, frame 2, and frame 3. I'm gonna put well, now we have no choice. We're gonna have list 1, list 2, and list 3. 1, 2, and 3. Here we're gonna have frame 3, and we are gonna do our toggle like I had before, because this is gonna be a normal toggle. Okay, so we don't use it like this. So if button 1, if not open, then open equals true, and frame, this is button 1, so that will be frame 1 dot visible equals true, else open equals false, and frame 1 dot visible equals false. And pretty much the same for all of them. Frame 1, 2, and 3. And we have to create those frames. Those frames do not exist yet. Alright, so button 2 would be frame 2, and button 3, frame 3, and we're toggling frame 3. And as and when we click on one button, by the way, we are going to make sure that we close all the other buttons except for that one. So I have to recheck this afterwards. Okay, so one, two, three. So let's just make our three frames. This is gonna be called we called it list one. Obviously we're gonna organize this again better later, but for now we don't have the time to do it because of the time constraints. Okay, so now we're gonna have list three. Okay, so now there's three different lists with three different text box. List box. Okay, I forgot that I had named it list box. So yeah. All right. So now they're gonna be visible, and to now go and check our server script. We have list box. We changed this to list one, so this will be list one, list two, and list three. All right, now there was something that was nil. Let me just go check what it was so that I can fix it. Okay, I am super. Oh, my alarm that says time to wake up if I fell asleep. Screen GUI valid is not a valid member of player Alexis mom dot player GUI. All right. Oh, I messed it up. I'm just trying to think. Okay, so let's just deal with this one first. So it says that player GUI dot screen GUI dot list one list box this text. This is not a valid. I'm just making sure here. Okay, so we definitely have a screen GUI. Oh, why this is not a valid member of player GUI? Well, let's just check my player and see what I have as so players Lixi's mom player GUI. I do have screen GUI. So let's see what is here. Screen GUI is right here. So oh, there's a possibility that it has not loaded yet. So we have to. I'm gonna add wait for child. Because this is right after player added, the player is added and then the rest is added, but just in case, I don't think that's the case, but just in case, I am going to put wait for child. So player GUI whoops, two dots, double semicolon or whatever, I can't remember, and then wait for child, and then we put our screen GUI in here, just in case it has not loaded yet. Okay, so if it says it's an infinite yield, then we for sure have a big problem. Okay, so at least now we find it. So the other issue is unable to assign property text, text dot string expected and got nil. List one should not be nil because I said that oh, okay, so it's nil, but it still went. This is one thing that I'm not that confuses me in Lua. So I'm gonna swap this to say if list one, if not, the way it's written is so confusing. If is not equal is not equal nil. So we're just gonna swap this around because instead of putting is nil equals nil, which I do not understand very well in Lua yet, I'm just gonna put it the opposite way because at least this way I understand. I understand is not nil, so then Let's see whether the error will start on line 2 instead. So if the first one worked, then the error will start on the next line. So it would have passed to the first one. Yeah, so it's still at the first one, so that is not the issue. Oh man, we're stuck here. Uh, so what is nil exactly? List one dot. Okay, so let's just print out list one, list two, and list three. See what's going on here. So we're just gonna debug right now. We're gonna print out list one, list two, and list three before we assign. So if that is where our problem is, we know what to do. Well, at least we have a direction to go. Okay. They're all nil. They're all nil, and that is really sad because like I put the if statement so that if it's nil, it will not do that. But that is not the case. So if list underscore one equals nil, I guess we will try that equals. My fear of making errors in Lua because I don't know how to use it properly is preventing me from. Okay, so we'll try equals nil. If it equals, hey, hi. Uh, I did the opposite. So that is if it's not nil, that's when we when we have to do this. So yeah, that was definitely my error here for this first one. But here we still have a nil. We still have a nil on all of them, so this is not good. All three of them are still nil, so there is a problem. I said if it is nil um to put that list one equals empty, so we should have had this instead. I'm just going to do this. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure I directly assign that it's empty, and let's see what we will get from that. Let's go. It's empty. Okay. Yeah, so the problem is it does not enter this, it never enters into this line. So we wanted to enter this here. We wanted to enter here for sure because, so if player data, oh, it never even enters this one. So it never even enters this else statement. So, because we said if player data equals nil, then actually we're supposed to have stopped right there, and let's just, I'm just gonna duplicate this. So if player equals nil, do this, and end. Now if player dot lists equals nil, actually we're just going go big or go home. Just do it directly here. Okay, so that should be fine now. Oh, I had changed this. So if player, yeah, it never came there in the first place. Um, so now we should have. Wow, we still have another nil. Attempt to index nil with number. Uh, Index nil with number. Oh, yeah. So I was trying to skip this, but I have no choice. So if um not equals nil. So if player list equals nil, not equals nil, then if player dot list one is also not equals to nil, then we are gonna assign them. So same thing here, same thing here. I'm not sure if you understand what I'm doing. I'm pretty much we have to make sure that the list is there. First we have assigned a default value, and then if it finds a value, it replaces the value with what it finds in the data store. Yeah, so that's pretty much what we've done. Now they should all say list is empty, and the bottom should still not give an error, because we have to verify whether the list exists before we enter the list to get anything. Yeah, so this is alright, so now that is fine. Text box, text box, text box. Okay, so I will say this is in the server player added. Okay, so we have gotten this. I will give this a wait, a short wait. Wait for like 3 seconds. Give stuff time to load because I really had to see the code with like wait for child this, wait for child that, wait for child, wait for child. Ah, I just wait 3 seconds and it definitely has enough time to load everything. Okay, so play data is empty. We don't need to print this anymore. We don't need to print this anymore. All of it is working fine. Now we just make sure we need to have this appear in the text box. So list one dot list box dot text. Why is it S here? But anyways, let's just check whether or not this is now replaced with the new information that we put into the script. I'm just gonna wait 3 seconds, or yeah, so there we go. It has definitely loaded. So list 1 is empty. It's not toggling. List 2 is empty. List 3 is empty. So they're all empty. There's 2 come out. Yeah, 2, 3. Yeah, you can only toggle each other, but I also have to make it like if you open list 1 and you click list 3, it should close list 1. But I will delete this afterwards. I'll show you how to do that easily if you don't already have that somewhere. Okay, yeah, so now we have our multiple list. You are in testing mode. Oops. Okay, so now that we have our list, we now want to save our list, that our custom list, to the server, to the data stores. So now we're gonna go to our list. We have the save button in the list UI. So now we have the text button here. I'm just gonna check which one says save. You see, when you don't label stuff properly, it makes it really complicated. So I'm just gonna change this to save button, and this button is the spin button. So this button will fire a server event, which will send the list to our box, to the game. We'll send the list here and get it and so that we can spin the names that we sent. Okay, so now we want to save. Let me just close this stuff. I have too much stuff on my little laptop. It's not it is a bit annoying. So I close everything and make sure I only have now this local save, this local script for saving. Um, it should be a local script. Well, we're about to find out. Okay, so local button equals script dot parent, and the list box local, whoops, local list box will be the button dot parent dot list box, um, and then the text. So now we're going to whenever we clicked this button, we want to find what text is inside. So that's the first part we're gonna do. So button dot mouse button one up, which is the right click when you click on the button. We're just gonna connect a function. Oh my, it's time for me to leave. So we're gonna just connect a function. You know, I'm just gonna do a function right in there because we don't have time. We're just gonna connect a function that's going to do. Okay, so yeah, I gotta run out now. The function will have the player who clicked the button. We actually don't need this. So when they click on the button, because this is local, we're gonna print the list box dot text to make sure that we have the text that we're going to be saving to the server. Can this only be because we can't access the data storage from here, can this only be a local script? I'm gonna check whether this can also be a normal script on whether you can also have a regular script on here. Okay, it's 16 past. I'm drinking the rest of my water. Okay, so pretty much it says this one is empty, this one is empty. So we got so we got what text is here. So if I change it to something else, yeah, then we got that. Plus we got this one is empty. We got two. So where is it getting this one is empty from? Because it did give us what we found, what we previously put. Okay, so the thing I was worried about is true here. I do not see any like /n or like space. Okay, so we do have the spaces because we want to save this to oh whoops, oh yeah, it's time for me to go. Yeah, so pretty much I'm just gonna show you what we want this to do. When we have our list and we press spin, it's gonna send to the server and take our list and pretty much make a name tag for each entry in the list so that we can spin it, and then it's gonna give us a winner at the end. After it's spin, it opens, and then boom, a winner came out. Flight R. Flight R. Now I have to give you 5 Robux because I accidentally put your name on the history of winners for the 5 Robux. Okay, fine. Yeah, so this is saved to the data store already. This one is not. This is per server. Only if I spin, it saves to the data store. Other people's spin does not save to the data store because I've said in the group that this list is for our 5 Robux for everyone in the group. Anyone I spin there, they get that from the group. Anyways, yeah, I really gotta go. So I guess you see the gist of what I have to do. Yeah, I gotta run out. I'll probably not be streaming again later because my son is going to be there and it'll be noisy. But I do have to make a short stream for our winners. Today's the first, and 5 people. That we're gonna have 5 winners out of all my followers and subscribers. So tune in later. It will be a really short video. Just letting you guys know I can't stay long because when he's there, there's lots of noise and background music, and I don't want a copyright claim strike.